All right, good morning, everyone. So let's get the show on the road, and I wanted to show you some of the sites that, well, I guess if you can call them sites, some of the things you can just barely see on some of the cameras around the city. So this is a look at the Empire State Building as we're looking up on this Tuesday morning at 9:15. The snow is flying. The snow is coming down pretty hard. We're going to take a look at that radar in just a few minutes. But everything's pretty much as expected. The snow coming down heavily at times. Last couple of reports at Central Park, liquid equivalents were a little over a tenth of an inch using a 10-to-1 ratio, which is what we usually get with snow. That would imply it was about an inch of rain, or rather snow, an inch of snow that may have accumulated at Central Park. But I want to show you this because this shot of Times Square kind of tells a story. If you've ever been in New York during a snowstorm, you get different parts of the city, and you could see in Queens, 4 or 5 inches of snow on the ground, and then you get to Times Square, and it looks like it just rained. There's hardly any snow accumulating there on a lot of that pavement there at Times Square. But let's take a look at the temperatures, because yesterday in the evening I was talking about the lack of cold air. So we'll expand this here and look at some of the temperatures around the city. And well, we got temperatures that are in the 30s, 35 on the Upper East Side, 33. Probably they're pretty close to the Lincoln Tunnel. That would probably be Hudson Yards. I got a lot of 32s and 33s throughout Queens and Brooklyn. So we are at freezing or just a little bit above freezing, which is what we expected. And as I was saying yesterday, in order to overcome those temperatures that are just borderline, you really need to have the snow coming down very hard. And we do have that actually this morning. So that's why we're seeing some of that snow accumulating. All right, I do want to switch this over. We're going to try something new here. So bear with me as I get this to hopefully load on this screen. But what I'm going to try to do is show you a radar, because I do have the ability to show a radar. And we're going to switch over to this, and there we go. So let's see if we can make that a little bit bigger for you guys. But we do have a look at the radar this morning. This is radar scope. We're going to take these letters off of there too. So here we go. We've got radar scope, and we're looking at the radar across New York City. Right now, if I put that in a loop, you can kind of get an idea of the motion of the radar. And there has been some yellow here. So we had that band of heavier snow that moved its way through the New York City area. Wherever you see yellows, that's the heavier snow, or dark green. So right now, if I clear all of that, the heaviest snow right now does seem to be just outside of the city. So it looks like maybe over northern New Jersey, Wayne, West Milford. And then there's also a band of some heavy precipitation that's just south of the city. So this is where the bands have set up right now. But that will probably change a little bit as we get the primary low to move on by off to our south. So as you look back here to the west, there's also the back edge of the precipitation. You see that quickly approaching Allentown. So we're at 9:19 right now. By 9, or rather by 9:30, by 12 o'clock this afternoon, right at lunchtime, I think this is all going to be long gone. So we only have another 2.5 hours or so of this, and then the storm is going to be gone and out of here. So it is a quick moving storm, no doubt about that. I'm going to switch over to some of our the other graphics that I have here. We got the graphics showing the expected snowfall there. And, I was saying still about 4 to 8 inches of snow outside of the city for places like in northern New Jersey, lower Hudson Valley, 8 to 12 inches of snow. So that still, I think, is going to be the case. So we had that rain change over to snow by 7 a.m. The snow now, we are in that second bullet point where the snow is coming down at about 1 inch per hour. And earlier I said the snow would end between 2 and 3. I think it's going to be gone by noon. So that's kind of the change in the forecast there for us. It is, as we've been saying, a very fast moving storm. So there we are with the temperatures. Let's see what else I can show you is this forecast model. This is where we are right now in the thick of it, or in the meat of the storm. And as we move the clock forward, this would be 10 o'clock in the morning. We got 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and then by 1 o'clock. So this may be a little bit slow, but it's basically same trend. And certainly by 2 o'clock, the snow is out of here and it's going to be long gone. What I do want to show you is for folks who are outside of the New York City area, and if you've been following along a little bit, I don't give a lot of updates lately, but we'll get that back. I'm now located in Syracuse, at least for right now. So I'm outside of the New York City metro. So Syracuse is right here in the middle of the state. Tonight there is this little upper level energy that comes through. And so you see those squalls coming through Buffalo and Syracuse this evening. That would be between 6 and 8 o'clock. And then a period of some lake effect snow that sets up in central New York tonight as well. So there's going to be some accumulating snows in western and central New York tonight as well. So as the storm is exiting New York City and the wind is picking up and it's turning colder, we also have this secondary piece of energy that comes through Buffalo, Rochester, and Syracuse and brings a period of snow squalls, and especially for central New York with the northwest wind coming off of Lake Ontario, we're going to get some lake effect precipitation out that way as well. You can see, looking at some of the comments there, a lot of people seem that they're pretty excited to get this snow. I was looking forward to waking up to snow here in the Hudson Valley. Nothing in the Hudson Valley. Let's look at the radar, how the northern extent of that snow. She must be, Patty must be up north of Poughkeepsie. So the northern extent of that snow right now is about Poughkeepsie. So you can see what I'm looking at. I'm going to switch over the source back to the radar scope. And so the northern extent of that snow, Patty, is about, actually it's south of Poughkeepsie, really. It's not even that far north of New City. So we really have a sharp cutoff in that precipitation. And I don't think that, I think you're done pretty much there in the Hudson Valley. So this, as you know, we were kind of saying over the last couple of days, a bunch of us meteorologists, that this is going to be a fast moving system. It's going to be a very narrow system. So that's exactly what we got, just a small area being impacted. It just so happens that that small area being impacted is where millions of people live. All right, so very clear here on the radar that we have a band of heavier snow that is south of New York City, kind of cutting through though eastern Brooklyn, eastern Queens, almost over Long Island. And then we have this band that's northwest of the New York City metro. And what I think is going to happen, it kind of looks like this band is moving west and this band is moving east. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get another couple of hours of some pretty heavy snow right over the metro before this winds down. And then it will end very quickly. This is going to be a sharp cutoff to the precipitation. All right, so just wanted to give a quick update. Everything's generally as expected. The snowfall amounts, again, as we were expecting, go back to that graphic. Snowfall amounts are generally about what we expected in that 4 to 8 inch range. I actually think I have a graphic, bear with me for 1 second, that shows a zoomed in view of exactly that. So let's see if we get that on the screen for you. So we have, I'm going to zoom in on the New York City metro. Let's see if we can get that to pop up again. There we go. Yeah, so this is the if we're zooming in on the metro, this is what we're looking at as far as precipitation, snowfall amounts. 4 to 8. Probably a lot of us are going to end up on the lower end of that since it is moving so quickly, about 4, 5, maybe 6 inches. And there's still some areas outside of New York City on the where that band is right now that are going to end up closer to about 8, 9, 10 inches of snow. Are we going to get any 1 foot amounts? I can't rule it out. I'd be surprised if we see a lot of those, but right now it looks like, generally speaking, it's going to be on the lower end of either one of those ranges that I have there. And I see, Patty, I included Poughkeepsie there in that 1 to 4, and even parts of the Hudson Valley in that 4 to 8, and it honestly was even more narrow than what I drew here. So tough storm to forecast. But there we go, getting, at least in New York City, some of our first significant snow in a couple of years. All right, so that's all I have for you guys right now. Have a great day. I know a lot of folks are staying home, looking at the snow from inside. Take the kids outside if you have kids. But enjoy the day. And I'll give you, of course, some weather updates via the Weather with Eric app. If you like these updates here on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe here on YouTube as well, so that next time I'm live or post a video, you'll get a notification. So hit that subscribe button. And of course, if you want to say thanks, you can always buy me a coffee. Love my coffee. I'm having one right now. All right, have a great day, everyone, and I will see you.